Michael here. In case you can tell by my old video, I'm gonna start stepping away from talking about video games, and more towards just talking about topics that I think are interesting, or at least very least relevant. And as you just saw in my other video, I talked about humor, but I think that was very Michael the Golem style, but I also made a very formal letter, because I'm gonna start writing formal versions of it and ad-libbing most of it. So I think in case anyone wants to watch it, here's the more formal version. Humor. The Oxford American Dictionary defines it as a condition of being amusing. Humor can take on many forms, such as slapstick, puns, and most famously, the joke. Any proper joke follows the simple format of having a setup followed by a punchline. In the joke, why'd the math book go to the therapist? Because it had too many problems. The setup describes the situation of the math book going to the therapist. The punchline is meant to arouse laughter by making use of wordplay, as a person who goes to a psychologist will usually have a problem, typically a mental one, while a math book will have problems to solve, such as equations. This is a simple example of how a proper joke is meant to be formed, and while other kinds exist, such as the one-liner or long setup, we can use this as a base. The issue of modern humor arises from jokes that use absolutely zero mental capacity to be formed at all. You see, dear listener, in order to form a joke's punchline, some creativity is used, as a punchline must be at the very least somewhat clever in order to create or arouse laughter or amusement. However, modern jokes have started to become nothing more than one-word references. The entire format of the beloved joke has been defenestrated and replaced by a level of humor so low it's rivaled by the likes of a small child's toilet humor. Jokes have been replaced by something in which I can only refer to as humor's executioner. These low-level jokes that are only funny if you are in the know tend to follow the person who is making a poor attempt at being funny, yelling out a specific word or two. Now, this word has changed, as things usually don't stay popular for very long, but it can range anywhere from the currently infamous 6-7 to low taper fade, or even, for the more seasoned folks, 21? Now, I hesitate to call these degenerate, low-level, foolish, pitiful exertions jokes, as that's simply demeaning and disrespectful towards any comedian who ever walked this earth and chose to dedicate their life towards the art that once was humor. But for simplicity's sake, I will simply refer to them as jokes henceforth. Now, the style of simply yelling something out as a joke is nothing new, I'm aware, but the reason this has become an issue is because it's become the dominant form of humor. Gone are the days of setup and punchline, in with the new era of the joke. Now, I know this may seem insignificant as the joke of a child should not be expected to be on par with that of a professional comedian. This style of joke has spread outside the jokes said in a casual conversation. If you were to turn on your television and put on modern comedy, most of which being the adult animated sitcom variety, you would find that most of the jokes rely on the viewer's previous knowledge of whatever it is the show is referencing. The shows make use of the low-level reference humor the most, even though the writers are some of the highest paid in the whole industry. Now, the most likely reason for this is that the writers are writing jokes for dumb audiences that they know that won't understand a good, funny joke. This leaves people who want just a decent joke starving. Despite all these flaws, modern comedies and jokes do an amazing job at simulating what it feels like to be lobotomized. Now, I've spent the last few minutes describing how humor is currently in an awful condition, how current jokes require no thought or reason. Despite all this, people somehow find it hilarious. Who are we to dictate what people laugh at? If they're laughing, they're laughing. Just because we don't find something to be funny, that doesn't mean no one else should. In short, we should all make better jokes that rely on some bit of wit, who shouldn't condemn others for finding 6-7 funny.